Welcome to another episode of The Plug. I am your host, Tommy Monte. I'd like to thank everyone who's been downloading the podcast, getting them from taxfreegov.com every week. We appreciate your consistency and your loyalty. I'm not alone today. I know y'all probably tired of my echoes. I got my co-host with me today. Go ahead and say what's up to the world. Let them remind them on who you are.
Hey, what's up with you all? It's your girl, HBQB.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's Wednesday, May the 14th. We're moving right along here. Now, we got a lot of topics not a lot of topics. I don't want to make it seem like it's just an agenda we got to go over here. But there's a lot to talk about in today's world. The Nigerian girls are still missing, Things like that are still going on. Now, I just want to say one thing as far as the Nigerian girls missing. I kind of was offended when Michelle Obama held the sign up saying, "Bring our girls back" with the hashtag. I don't know about you. What about you?
I didn't see that.
I think it's stupid. You're married to the president. If it really was important, you'll be in there with your soldiers. Now, they said we sent aid over there, but we sent the FBI over there. FBI don't do nothing but spy on people and get people to snitch on people. Send the army over there. You know what I'm saying? That's what the FBI do.
Yeah, now I do feel like they should have been sending somebody over there because, first of all, I seeing people everywhere else that nobody wants you guys. Always in somebody else's business in another country. And now when people need help and they're asking for help us find our girls, meaning every country, everyone around the world, they're looking for help. And the United States, I can't believe that we're not the first ones to jump up with our military system. Somebody coming in from the army,
Africans.
Something.
That's because it's Africans. And I'm the type, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but, I have multiple different people that I follow on Facebook, and they opened my mind to maybe thinking that maybe this is a media hoax to an extent, just due to the fact that Nigeria is one of the most mineral-rich countries in the world. It's not a third world country, so to speak.
What would this do for them? I'm just trying to understand.
Well, this is what I'm going to say. This is something that the U.S. media is making a lie to get Americans in outrage to go over there and take over their land. Seize things, because when America show up, there's one thing you can bet it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna go
Chaos.
over there just to really help. To be honest,
that's
what
what
go over there and start some bullshit.
Right, and that's what they're stating as far as maybe it's a hoax and they're just using this for a reason to go in there and get their hands on them damn resources.
Could be.
We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna get you right back into some real pivotal science talks. All right, and see how that makes you feel. And me and HBQB will come back and we're gonna talk about some topics that's been on our mind. A black TV network for children. Why there has never been one, and what can we do to create one? All right, we'll be right back.
The same old slave master today has Negroes who are nothing but modern Uncle Toms, 20th century Uncle Toms, to keep you and me in check. Keep us under control. Keep us passive and peaceful and nonviolent. That's Tom making you nonviolent. It's like when you go to the dentist and the man is going to take your tooth. You're going to fight him when he start pulling. So they squirt some stuff in your jaw called Novocaine to make you think they're not doing anything to you. So you sit there, and because you got all that Novocaine in your jaw, you suffer peacefully. There's nothing in our book, the Quran, as you call it, Quran, teaches us to suffer peacefully. Our religion teaches us to be intelligent, be peaceful, be courteous, obey the law, respect everyone. But if someone puts his hand on you, send them to the cemetery. That's a good religion. In fact, that's that all-time religion. That's the one that Ma and Pa used to talk about. An eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth, and a head for a head, and a life for a life. That's a good religion. And then anybody, no one resents that kind of religion being taught but a wolf who intends to make you his meal. This is the way it is with the white man in America. He's a wolf, and you're a sheep. Anytime a shepherd, a pastor, teach you and me not to run from the white man, and at the same time teach us don't fight the white man, he's a traitor to you and me. Don't lay down our life all by itself. No. Preserve your life. It's the best thing you got. And if you got to give it up, let it be even Steven.
Welcome back to the Plug. Hope you enjoyed what we just had in store for you. Hope that kind of parlays us into where we're going right now. HBQB with me in the chat zone here. Now, what I would like to say is, you know, I'm not trying to, let me just first off say, I'm not trying to do this on a sectarian level. Or I mean, it is a form of being separated, but it's not in a way that's to be ignorant or racist or to belittle another group. I just feel that black children need to have a network to where they can watch cartoons that have their faces on them in the majority. Their lifestyle, their voices in the majority. You know, right now, the only black cartoon that I can really think of is Boondocks, and children shouldn't be watching it.
But I think that should be coming along pretty soon, because actually I've been seeing a lot of white kids. Like, people been on TV. What's that guy name with the bow tie on CNN? The old man. I don't know. The old man
Larry
with the
King?
glasses. Yeah, Larry King. He said his kid came up to him and said he want to be black. And then these kids want to be black, so it could be possible that they're gonna start having these cartoons pretty soon.
Well, see, I don't want us to.
It's about the dollar.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't want us to wait for them to do it because they're about the dollar. They're not about us.
No, you're right. We do need to have our own.
We got Oprah and Puff Daddy with a network right now. You know, hopefully they're thinking about adding a morning program for children between the ages of infant and 12. Superheroes.
Yeah, especially Puffy, because he got little girls. So.
And he had sons.
Yeah, but his girls are young.
Young now.
They're young girls, so they're more into cartoons and stuff like that. His boys, they big, so they getting bigger now. So, but
like what we need, like a black Bill Nye the Science Guy that makes science cool to little kids. You know, a cool, talking about space. Like, it hasn't been a black person that I can remember that had a show that was straight relevant like that since Reading Rainbow. Remember him? Like, man,
I was just gonna say, Reading Rainbow was.
I ain't finna diss. I'm not finna diss Reading Rainbow. But see, this is why I'm in the mind frame I'm in, because I remember Reading Rainbow. That's going back decades. You know what I'm saying? We're not going back 5 years talking about Reading Rainbow. I was 5 and 6 watching. What is that? What do they call that channel? KTC, PBS.
Yeah, it's PBS.
PBS.
I was watching PBS yesterday. Actually, I took a little glimpse at Arthur. I always thought Arthur's show was kind of black though for some reason.
Oh, crazy!
But even though none of the characters are actually, they're not human.
I don't like I don't like that. I don't like that a lot of the times when we assuming they're black, that they're cartoons and we're animals. Just like I know the Lion King was black people. I'm not stupid. That was a movie about black people.
Speaking of that, why I was flipping through channels and seen South Park.
Okay.
And they had Token. Token is the black kid on South Park.
And his name is Token.
Token.
This is not funny anymore. I'm serious. This is a difference between jokes.
It made me so mad that I had to change the channel. They had Token in the zoo trying to pretend that he was a lion. Take the connections. Yeah. Lions from Africa.
Yeah, lion.
He said, I don't fit anywhere else in the world. I feel like I fit with the lions. They had him in the lion pit, trying to, be a lion. The lions all of a sudden started talking to him. He was like, "Oh, you guys speak English." He was like, "Oh no, we could just talk to you or something." It was weird. And then they take him to like the big lion, and the big lion doesn't do anything but make jokes at Token and laugh at him.
But listen to his name, Token. Now it'd be different if we was 100 years in the future and we can all look back on this and laugh. But I'm in the construction field and I'm the Token. I know a couple other Tokens. My dad is in the construction field as well. He's a Token. We still Tokens.
And that's what people got to realize. That really pissed me off when I was watching this, to the point that I just watched that scene and then I was just like, I'm done. When it came with commercial, I was like, I can't even watch the rest of the episode because I was already getting pissed off from the fact that he's in a pit with lions.
They used to put black people in the zoo.
That means you comparing us to lions, so you trying to say
they used to put black people in the zoo, though. There have been black people in the Bronx Zoo as displays. In the early 1900s, they would put blacks in the zoo as displays, dressed up like gorillas, though. It wasn't lions, because a lion is a form of strength. But to me, when they put us in our movies, we got to be animals. So I want to get back to talking about the network. So that's why when we do a network, or if we would have a network for our children who would be black, maybe even Latino children as well, mix that in, because black people aren't racist. But have something that's centered at a culture that makes you proud to be who you are, so you're not conforming everywhere you go.
But like I said, that's what the white kids today actually want. They want to be brown. It was another young lady that was on TV, and she was like, I just want to be a little browner, like I want to look like Beyonce.
Well, you see who they're saying, though. They want to be these entertainers. They don't want to be a black scientist.
That's because that's who they see.
Exactly.
On television. So if we're presenting to them black characters in the morning, on their televisions in the morning, you know what I'm saying? It's a difference.
But I just want to show you that's how it is. We know black kids that want to be Jay-Z's and Beyonce's and LeBron's.
Right.
Imagine if we was giving them doctors and other people in other fields, scientists, engineers, to want to be like. Black superheroes to want to be like.
Right.
Only time you want to be like a black person is when they're an athlete, actor, or an asshole. That's the only three. Or maybe a musician or something.
Well, it's about how you present these people to them. First of all, people have to start doing more research and stop just always taking what the media throws at you and the entertainers and the people that they throw at you. You need to know more than just the typical black history,
Easier said than done.
You have to go and start digging for your knowledge. So you can know the Lena Hornes and, the people that you should want to aspire to be like. You can go back and say, oh, I want to be like these people, instead of just always the typical.
I need a reality show. I want to be on Bad Girls Club. I want to, people be saying this shit.
Yeah, they do.
I wish they need to do a reality show about me and my people.
20s, 30s, talking about straight being on Bad Girls Club. I know some girls.
I know.
They're said this, and these are girls that went to college. It's like, what are you thinking about? You want to be on these shows.
So I just say, get your mind open to see what we can do to get children, black children, a program that'll have them with a sense of identity. Let them see black heroes caring for the community. Like your Spider-Mans, your Peter Parkers. We need black Peter Parkers.
I don't know. I thought, what's Jamie Foxx role in the new Spider-Man? Did you know for sure?
I'm not sure, but he's not Spider-Man.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
That's all I was trying
They'll
to
put us
out.
in their movies.
Spider-Man.
Morgan Freeman was in Batman. They'll put a black person in the movie because they know we'll complain after a while. But I want to be Superman, so to speak. We need our own main characters where they see the black man coming to save the day. Where they see the black man don't need nobody help. And the black man cares about the world just as much as old boy from Krypton or something. We need that. in our community. And until we have that, there is no equality. As long as your kids are using Nickelodeon and Disney to be children, then they don't have an identity. Let them, they need a choice.
Yeah.
There is no choice for them.
It's always going to be no equality. That's what I kind of feel like even then, even if we get that, then what?
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying that it'll, because I don't really believe in equal. I think everybody's different, and from there you balance it out. But it'll be an equal playing field as far as television. We need something to where the kids, when they come home, they're not going to BET waiting for 106 and Park to come on. Or turn to VH1, because VH1 be having these shows playing all day. So some shit that came on at 8 p.m. prime time will flip back around at 11 a.m. 2 p.m. 3:30 when kids out of school. All stuff, you know. So I want it to be a level field to the point to where we can have a black daughter or a black son, and they can turn on the TV at 9 a.m. in the morning, 8 a.m. in the morning when they wake up and see a black person or a black cartoon or a black-based animation.
Yeah.
Giving pride to black people. Not no PJs. Not no Boondocks.
What's wrong with them? Boondocks is pretty good.
But see, the PJs is about the projects. And then it's the you want to have something.
They had the Proud Family. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the Proud Family. See, we need more of those to the point to where they're not getting lost.
Yeah.
Or we need a bunch of cartoons like the Proud Family, Fat Albert, the Jackson 5 cartoon. I'm trying to think of some we had more of those back then.
Yeah, it's always with whatever Bill Cosby had his hands on. Even that Little Bill, he had the
Little Bill. That was the other one I was thinking of. But other than that, the other black cartoons are not what I'm talking about geared towards children. I'm not saying that they're bad cartoons. Let's not get that. I don't want to knock them. But I'm talking about. I don't think Boondocks is a bad cartoon.
No. Boondocks is good. I'm talking about other cartoons.
I'm not saying the PJs was bad. It was funny. But that's what I'm saying. We need to have more than just funny. We need to have some stuff that have our kids thinking like Dora the Explorers, Bob the Builders. We need those type of shows, and until then, we raising
some type of intelligence to it at some point.
Yeah,
I do feel what you're saying, because Dora is teaching.
Yeah, just like I'm on this website and they talking about it's a supercomputer called the Watson. You know what I'm saying? Watson thinks. You ask him a question, he Googles or goes through multiple search engines in seconds, filters out the best answer, and gives you a unscripted response. So, we need to start gearing our children towards minds like that. Because we see what we do. We get stuff like Beats by Dre and sell it because we're more money motivated instead of resource motivated.
Yeah, I definitely don't agree with Dre if he's gonna sell, because we haven't really got a confirmation on that.
He sold it because he's bragging about it.
He's already bragging about it.
He said he's the first black billionaire in hip hop.
Well, I don't know if he said that. I've seen
He
that.
said that.
I've seen
on footage in the studio. It's like he was tipsy.
Oh, really?
I don't want to say it was the studio, but it was.
I mean, either way it go, congratulations to him if he does. If he doesn't, I would really be so proud of him. What he should do, if I were him, if I got that offer, first of all, I would think to myself, obviously I have something that is extremely super duper for them to pay me millions of dollars. So therefore, I should be trying to tap into what they doing, which would be telephone services. I would have got me a telephone service and a cell phone brand.
Well, let's hope that he does funnel that money into something else, because people are
anything.
A lot of the black conscious community people that I'm involved with, they're pretty hard on him. They're saying he's not going to do anything. They're talking bad about him for donating money to USC instead of HBCU.
Yeah, and HBCUs are going through it right now.
They're losing them.
We losing them, and you donating to those type of things. It's like, what's going on with Dre? What are you thinking about? We need people to be on something way better than just
money,
right? Stop being so money motivated.
And that's why we got to start wondering. The first question when you ask anybody, even adults, to kids in the black community, when you just say, what could you use more of? First thing they go is money and this and this and that. We need to get away from that. We need more resources, more education. We need more than money.
You would not know what to do with it.
Especially if you're in the mind frame that you're in today, because we haven't been educated to understand money. All right, now let me talk about black leaders. I guess this will go into that too, because this is why we are lost as a people. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna give you an example. Let me ask you a question, HBQB. Who is the leader of that? What they call it? The LB, the gay community. What is that name? The new name they've been using?
I forget how they say it. It's LBG.
LBTG. Either way, transgender something.
Yeah,
so,
LBGT.
So, who's the leader of that? Who is the face of that movement? There is no face.
There's not a particular face, but you do have your famous.
Oh, you're always going to have your famous peoples that stand out.
You do have your famous gays.
You got to have your famous gays.
You do.
But they're not the leaders.
So,
famous ain't the leader.
I mean,
all right, let's go with your women movement. What they call it, the feminine movement.
The feminist movement.
Give me your Martin Luther King and the feminist movement. Who is the leader?
I mean, it's a lot of women that you can name for the feminist movement. You can go to like Sojourner Truth, to Angela Davis.
No, see, this is what I'm trying to get to.
To
no, this is what I'm trying to get
now,
to. No, this is what I'm trying to get to.
Beyonce. You can go to different people
but they're
that
not
are trying
leaders.
to be.
They're not leaders. They're symbols.
In their genres.
They're symbols of feminism
in their area.
But they're symbols of feminism. They're not the leader. They don't. If they're not. Hey, if Beyonce come out and do something stupid, the feminine movement ain't over. If one of the famous gays come out and do something stupid, the gay movement ain't over. We as black people put so much behind one face. So when Martin Luther King get killed, it's over.
Oh no, it ain't never over.
Oh, it's over.
People need to
the dream's
that.
over. His dream,
His
dream may not be over, but it is overdue. It ain't came through.
No, it hasn't come through.
All right, and that's because we were depending on a face instead of a movement. And then that's why black people ain't nobody want to lead us. We steady asking for people to lead us when we need to be walking together. Like the gays and the feminine community are. Because when they die, it's still more feminists and gays to keep the hope alive.
And I think that's what Lupe Fiasco was trying to relate to me almost a year ago.
Oh yeah, when on Twitter.
On Twitter, he was just like, it's no hope, and I'm like, dang, it's messed up, it's jacked up when Lupe giving up on us. And he like, I've been gave up on y'all. But I feel like that's what he was basically trying to say. Like, if you not trying to be together, it don't even make any sense for me to be even trying to be.
And that's what I was trying to tell you too. When you was just like, damn, why Lupe being like this? I'm like, because if you listen to Lupe's music,
you grow.
But I was just saying, if you listen to Lupe's music, he been on some leadership. Oopty wham.
Right.
People don't want to follow.
Right. And I understand now. You grow. It's almost been a year later, and actually, it's like people are so against what is right and what is good. They turn against it, and they don't want to do that. They rebel.
Well, I don't even know if we're turning against good. I think that we're just waiting for somebody to lead us. And nothing is getting done because
if you automatically try to give in to the system and you knowingly know and you've seen your friends get killed in gang violence and in selling drugs and being out here in these streets, and you know how this lifestyle is, you cannot tell me that you are not just giving up and giving in. You have choices.
Hey, but it's a difference.
Here in America,
but it's a difference though. If you're involved in the violence and you're involved firsthand, then you're different than somebody else. People who are involved in the violence have depression issues now. You just seeing homeboys get murdered, cousins, brothers, sisters, people in jail, fathers. You're different.
So
you have a chemical imbalance.
Continue to
chemical
go down that
imbalance.
road. Exactly.
Chemical imbalance.
If you have a chemical imbalance, you need to go get you some help.
All right, but in the black community, how often do you know Who can go? And Dr. Umar said something about this. How many black kids are gonna go talk to a white man? Because that's who 9 times out of 10 that psychiatrist is gonna be, or woman, about issues going on in Black America that they'll never understand. They'll be looking at you like y'all petty. What is y'all on? I mean, you wouldn't feel comfortable enough to open. That's just if you can get to their office.
That's true.
And then in the black community, we don't promote going to psychiatrists and counseling.
And white people do, because I worked at that mental health location, and that was definitely something that it was a Christian mental health center, right? And it was for the community, for the people that were into church or whatever church that they were recommending for these people to come to. And this is what they were doing. They were going to get their counseling. They were coming with their families, with their children, with their husbands, by themselves. They were getting prescriptions for medication, all type of things. So
it's normal for them to do that,
and it was normal for them to do that.
Like when we don't feel comfortable with saying, "Hey, I got," not saying that you're mentally ill, but hey, I'm dealing with something.
Yeah.
You know what somebody tell you? Hey, you better pray. You better pray.
It's normal. I mean, you should still pray, but not just.
But at the end of the day, you're talking to yourself when you pray.
You have to take 2 steps forward.
I heard what you're saying. You talk to God. You talking to God.
God will meet you when you start working towards what you need to do.
I don't think God
He will meet you.
I don't think God put us here to be around all these people, all these trees, all these animals, this sun, this water, to just be talking to Him alone. There's no way. That's my feeling.
And that's why He has given the gift of some people to be doctors.
Not even
some people
for you to
be
talk.
A counselor. So for some people to be able to communicate with you. So that's a gift that He has given them, which is going to be able to.
But He gave you a gift too to talk.
So yeah, you should be.
So
able to
you should
go
be talking to somebody.
Talk.
He gave us mouth that projects sound and ears that take in sound.
True.
We should be projecting sound to somebody who can take it in. That is a godly function. Sitting around talking to yourself is something that a mute can do. They can have the best conversations in the world with themselves. We need to be taking the thoughts that God gives us and trying to relate them to the people in the world. Like, hey man, I'm having problems. I done seen all my homeboys murdered, my homies in jail, this and this and that. We should be able to talk to somebody without them looking at us like, oh, that Brittany going crazy. Little James going crazy.
Right.
He probably needs some medication. No, I just need somebody to talk to. But we don't understand that.
And people don't understand that it's okay to be, in grievance. It's okay to be afraid of death, and it's okay to admit that you are weak and be vulnerable at times when it comes to stuff like that, because it's normal.
That's a normal feeling.
Actually, I was watching the Discovery Channel the other night, and a hippo got killed in Africa. And the hippo had been slaughtered basically down to the bone. It had been eaten on, and everybody had preyed upon it after its death.
Oh, man.
So after its death, though, every night, this certain hippo will still come and lay with the corpse, because it is normal to grieve. It's normal to relate to that. So it is something that is naturally done. It's okay to be sad about death. You lose things. It's normal. So you sometimes need to talk to people, and even the animals. So that let you know you got to pay attention to the nature.
Yeah, I ran over 2 squirrels and I seen them suffering.
Yeah, and that was sad.
That was sad. I mean, a squirrel was like flopping in the earth, suffering. Mm-hmm. So I mean, everybody goes through it. Mm-hmm. That's a natural function. Mm-hmm. Suffering, death. We live to enjoy.
And it was a circle of life. It is a circle of life. But what it was it was just sad. He wanted to be with that other hippo.
Now, what's not okay though is the way people act on Facebook and social media. There does need to be some type of and the old if you don't like what I'm doing, get off my page. Half of the people ask to be your friend. 9 times out of 10, and be doing dumb stuff and that they know is offensive that needs to be changed. And instead of them saying, I apologize, or I'm dealing with some issues, I need to work on myself, they tell you to unfriend them or something. If you don't like what I'm doing, who cares? Well, it may be too late. You might be posting naked pictures and I have my kids in the room. I'm on Facebook.
And yeah, that is so trifling to be posting them naked pictures. But what you do, people, for those people that you do not want to see, but you do not want them to know that you don't want them to see, is just simply unfollow them. And that way you don't get their information in your news feed, and they can live their life and you can live your life.
Yeah, I try to only follow people who talk about something. Now, it's nothing personal if I've unfriended somebody or unfollowed them, but if I actually unfollow people when they say unfollow me, unless it's in a sarcastic manner. But mainly when people say unfollow me, I unfollow them. I don't want to follow somebody who ain't no leader anyway. You know what I'm saying? There's too many people with followers that's not leaders. They just got 1,000 followers, and then you go to the stuff that they posting, and it's leading people off a cliff. So I don't understand why we're in a society where people are looking for followers, but there's no leader button. It's just follow button, you know? Right. You know, you be like, well, who's the leader? I'm following them. They got 1 million followers. Are they a leader? You know? So, I don't know. Anyway, it's the plug. We probably went over a little bit of our time. Is there anything you want to say before we get up out of here? Because I do want to sneak some in there on y'all.
We ain't even talk about Solange and Jay-Z.
I mean, what you want to say about it? I'll tell you what I want to say about it.
What do you want to say?
I want to say to the 30-year-olds and up that's posting this, where is your life? Y'all talking about this stuff and people breaking down what Jay-Z could have done and should have did, what Beyonce do and what she didn't do. Like, people who know all this information about people who don't care about them. I just want to know, where is y'all at in y'all 30s? Half of these people be having kids, and it's like they're dead until something happened, until Mimi make a sex tape or Jay-Z get attacked by Solange. You know, it's just like half of these people have nothing going on in their life. They don't got no kids to brag on, nothing to talk about, no positive information. It's just they show up to keep the nonsense going. And I just wonder, are these people even real? You know what I'm saying?
I was trying to tell you, a lot of times this stuff is done by a lot of teams. Some people are doing their own little.
No, I'm talking about people that I know. I just want to know how they've been
make jokes,
compromised,
type of stuff. But it's people out there with internet teams that are, you know, doing little certain things. Whenever stuff come out, it's easy to take a photo and start making comments and putting comments on it and making little Instagram, you know, pics and, you know, putting little text information on it and making jokes about stuff. So people, I don't know why they do that. They always fall for, you know, the guilty pleasure. The bad things.
Yeah, I guess it's easy to spread bad news.
Yeah, you know,
than
people
good
love
news.
bad news.
And it's
You
easy
doing
to
something
build.
good,
I mean,
they
it's
ain't
easy
gonna
to
talk
destroy.
about it. Just like they talked about Solange, though, they talk about her so bad, like saying how she, you know, really don't have a career and all this other stuff. Solange does a lot of stuff. She does a lot of stuff, and people don't even know it. That girl can sing her ass off.
And who cares? That's another thing. But the thing is, who cares? She's at parties and in situations you'll never be in. So even if she is untalented or whatever you say, she's still in places to where talented people are. How did she get there? So,
Exactly.
I mean, it just be certain shit that you be like, take your ass back to work. That's basically what you ought to tell me.
It do be the motherfuckers in the cubicles.
Like, I do understand why LeBron said to people that time, hey, y'all go back to y'all normal lives and I'm still gonna be me. You know, like y'all are. And I understand it. It makes sense, even though it was an arrogant comment to make.
When did
but
he say that?
It was something where he messed up, and it was just all on his back. And you know, he just like, well, either way it go, y'all be going back to y'all little normal lives. So I can't really remember. It was like 4 years ago. He was young.
Knew he was
But he was a kid. But that was the thing. He was a youngster.
I just feel his
I can see one of my
vibe.
homeboys saying. I ain't gonna say his name. I ain't gonna say his name to throw him under the bus. But a couple of my homeboys to say some shit that you be like, hold on now. So,
LeBron is
LeBron being the same age as me, I give him a pass. You know what I'm saying? We're young. You done said some stuff 2 weeks ago that LeBron probably would never say. So we can't just be all down his throat. He same age as me. You know what I'm saying?
Always taking up for LeBron.
But I roll with black players, man. I like LeBron, but I don't like LeBron fans. It's an odd relationship I got with that man. You don't understand. I want to see him good, but I kind of don't because I don't like his fans. I'm serious. Anyway, we were talking about Jay-Z Solange. I really don't have any thought on it. I just think that people need to put their thoughts into something else, like maybe the Watson supercomputer, and find out how can they get their kids into an IBM program or one of these NASA space programs or one of these hacker events that they be having for kids that have them trying to find bugs and things like that. And if they find them, they get 10 grand. So we need to be thinking about other shit. That's the only thing I'm saying.
I agree, but
I'm not trying to stop you because we out here.
Entertainment and pop news, I have to say something is going on and it's going down shady. Solange has deleted every single picture of Beyonce on her Instagram except for one. And it's just like weird because like something definitely had to happen. And maybe she was actually mad at Solange and just left with Solange because she was upset. But then again, Solange, it looked like in the video like Solange had brought up some good information and she was looking at Jay-Z like, yeah, so what about that? But I don't know. Whatever it is, we would never really know because, you know, nobody is going to say anything and it's just going to be blown over just like the rest of the information that has been blown over about their family throughout this entire time of their careers.
And why the whole time, though, while people talk about this fight, I'm talking about motherfuckers posting pictures. That's why I'm telling you how the internet could be so helpful if people weren't trying to be so hurtful. So many people spread this information about this Jay-Z Solange shit. What if we were spreading other information like that?
Yeah.
I'm talking about just pictures after pictures, everybody posting the same picture. What if y'all was doing that about something worth something?
Man, people ain't gonna do that.
I challenge y'all to.
They not.
What can we put up to make people want to do it?
They not gonna do it.
I got a 84 Monte Carlo. It ain't clean like that, but I put it up. If I can get 1,000 people to start promoting something worth it, then maybe, I don't know. I can't really get no sweepstakes going for y'all. But somebody needs to get a sweepstakes going to break the chain. Because the chain needs to be broke. Anyway, we probably do need to wrap it up.
Yep.
You know, I wanted to play a video for y'all before we go. So we gonna get out of here. But y'all need to stick around and check out something. It's a little surprise. And here it go.
Because there's a whole lot of illusions about Africa's relationship with other people in the world. There's a whole lot of illusion about our relationship to the religions in the world. And these belief systems that had its origin in Africa, all of them, and there is no exception, turned on African people. I said there is no exception. And there's one thing you have to get through your mind and keep it. Nothing that ever came from the European mind was meant to do anything but facilitate European domination of the world. And I said there's no exception. Everything that was brought into this continent, everything, every idea, every so-called religion was meant to dominate and to control. The Arabs had no illusions about it. The Europeans had no illusions about it. You were the ones with the illusions. And yet every element that went into the making of every major religion in the world started in Africa. Why is it that you are so naive? You let people redress something that you invented, sell it back to you, and enslave you through it. I'm saying that all organized present religions are male chauvinist murder cults. And I say there is no exception. Why I wanted to be here earlier, I wanted to deal with our relationship with the people of the world and the fact that we created peaceful nations that had no word for jail because no one had ever gone to one. No word for old people's home because no one ever threw away grandma and grandpa. No word for orphanages. We did all of this, and over half of human civilization was over before we knew that a European was in the world. Before he wore a shoe or lived in a house that had a window. Now, Africa has always and still is the prize for the whole world. We as a people have always been the world's richest people, culturally rich, mineral rich. We have always been the prize because we have always had and still have something that other people won't, think they can't do without, and don't care to pay for. Because we have always been the prize, we have been under siege for over 3,000 years. Nothing that ever brought into Africa from the outside was meant to do the Africans any good. That means all other religions. Islam was the handmaiden of Arab imperialism. Christianity was the handmaiden of European imperialism. The Hebrew faith was the handmaiden of a concept called the chosen people. Now, if God is kind and God is merciful and God has no stepchildren, he won't choose one over the other. And to say he chose some people, you're making him a bigot. And to say that he endorsed enslavement of one people over the other, you're making him an accessory to murder. The Arabs used Islam to rationalize their slavery and their imperialism. The Europeans used Christianity to rationalize their slavery and imperialism. Who are you kidding about friends in the world? Damn it, if you want a friend, look in the mirror. There's 1 billion African people on the face of this earth. Why are you buying third-rate junk from third-rate people thinking you can't make it? Why don't you at least make a safety pin to hold your child's diaper together? Who has programmed your mind at thinking you can't make a car? The first man that made a car that had never seen one previously. The Japanese bought cars, bought locomotives, broke them down and studied them, and had a Japanese technician produce each piece, put it together, and had a much better train than the one they copied from. All knowledge in the world belongs to everybody in the world. Yes. Who has programmed our mind in assuming that we cannot run a nation and run it well? The main thing imperialism did, slavery and imperialism, that they removed African people from the respectful commentary of history.